I want all the excitement about Kyle Harrison without expecting him to come in and save the whole season while the Giants are in a losing streak. I'm sure this man is just nothing but excited. Nothing but nervous and excited and just overwhelmed probably all at the same time. Kyle Harrison's dad, Chris Harrison, joins us right now live in Philadelphia on 95.7 The Game with Willard and Dibs. Hey, Chris, thanks for coming on. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, the family just got into the stadium here at Citizens Park. Unbelievable. We're watching the Giants do BP right now. They're stroking the ball well, and we couldn't be any more excited tonight, man.
I bet. As a Bay Area family with ties to get to this moment, I wonder if you could just share with everyone how you would describe what you're feeling right now.
Oh, man, it's just a mixed bag of emotions. I mean, first of all, we're just super excited. We're proud. We're nervous. We're humbled. But more than anything, we're just so fortunate and blessed that Kyle has this opportunity to live out his dream and start the next part of his journey to be in the big league and pursue his baseball career and help the Giants win.
What was it like when you got the call, probably from Kyle, the good news? I'm sure it was emotional. There were tears and virtual hugs over the phone, but how quickly did you get to the phone and try to figure out how are you going to make this happen for the family and friends?
Yeah, it was, Saturday night he was at the ballpark in Sacramento, and he got called into Coach Brendan's office, and he said, Kyle, because we were going to drive up Sunday morning to see us start in Sacramento, so we had it all planned to go up there for the day and see him, and Dave Brenders brought him in his office, said, hey, we're scratching you for Sunday, and started going over a lot of different things, talking about his pitching and why they're doing it, and they want him to, go out to El Paso and really have a great outing out there. And Kyle goes, okay, great. Starts walking out the door, I guess. And he's like, hey, we're just messing with you, man. You're headed out to Philly. And he just, he was as excited as can be. And so he literally called us right afterwards, let us know. We were shocked, excited. And then, the head starts spinning like, all right, how do we make this happen and get to Philly? And the Giants made it happen for us, turned it around. And we got in last night and had a decent night's sleep, and we're ready to go and watch him debut in Philly.
Well, and then take us through today. You did all the Philly tourist things, right? Like what'd you do to get ready for this one?
Oh yeah, man. We got some sleep, and then we woke up and we went down and went to the steps. The Rocky Steps, right, where he climbs up the steps, and saw the Rocky statue. That's the museum there, of Philly art. And then we walked the opposite direction and walked all the way to Independence Hall, saw the Liberty Bell, and just took in the history of Philly and the town, and went into a great, closed market. It used to be old train station. I think it's Reading station, and you could buy any type of food you'd like. And so we went in there and got our cheesesteaks because that was on the list, man. We're in Philly. We're getting Philly cheesesteaks, and went back to the hotel, grabbed a quick workout, and we're here watching the Giants take on Philly, man.
I love it. You've got to be pacing right now as you're talking to us, getting ready for the start. But I have to ask you, what kind of a dad fan are you? Are you traditionally right behind the backstop and charting every pitch? Are you deep in the outfield and leaving your kid be, or somewhere in between? What kind of a dad are you, Chris?
I'm kind of, I like to watch and, I kind of like to be by myself, but I like to be with the crowd. It depends on my mood. I'm very bipolar like that. But I just, I've got a lot of little nervous energy. I'm a competitor. I want the team to do well. I want my sons to do well. But I kind of I'll move around. I'll go to different spots and watch the game. And sometimes, I'll take an inning off and just go walk down right field and get a breath and watch, man. And I'm all over the place. But just, love the game, love watching it, and just love watching my boys develop and live out their dream and play baseball.
Chris Harrison, Kyle's dad, is with us here on Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game. Kyle Harrison making his Major League debut tonight for the Giants against Philadelphia. Chris, have you talked to Kyle today, I would imagine? How's he doing?
He's doing good. It took him a while to go to sleep, being out, based in California, Pacific Standard Time, the Eastern Standard Time takes some adjustment, the 3 hours. So I think he was fighting going to bed, but once he did go to bed, he got some good rest. and woke up this morning and just did his, normal routine and preparation, and understands what he needs to do. And I talked to him last night when the team got back from the game, and just kind of had one of those, conversations, with my son, and said, look, man, it's a great opportunity. It's your debut, but just remember, it's baseball, man. And you've been doing this since you were 5 years old. So have fun, go out there, compete, do your best. And that's all that we can ask for you. And I'm proud of you. And he had a really good mental state about it, and he's ready to go.
That's fantastic stuff right there. Chris Harrison, Kyle's father here on 95.7 The Game. What's your scouting report of where he is right now? And I know he had a little bit of control issue earlier in the year, but it seems like he's gotten that shored up a little bit. Where do you feel right now your son is in terms of his stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think the stuff's always been there. The big thing, and this is probably another segment, I talked to Merck and Matt earlier this morning, but it's that ABS strike zone. It's if you look at a lot of the AAA pitchers, they've been challenged with that strike zone, the electronic strike zone. It's you've got to hit all the way in, and I think you look at hitters and they take a different approach against good pitchers against that ABS strike zone. They know you got to hit it right in the middle, so they're going to be more inclined to wait on pitches and not swing at the sweeping sliders that he has, right, or the rising fastball that goes on top rail. They're more likely to take those pitches and try to get the walks rather than square up on them, which they know is very hard to do. So you really had to change your approach, and I think, he had to work through that, as a lot of the pitchers did in AAA, and he learned a lot through that. And I think that's the best thing about it, is that you're always learning, you're always developing, and that's going to make him better in the big leagues, because he worked through adversity this year with the ABS and AAA as he cruised through his whole amateur career. He had to work on some control things in AAA and figure it out, and that'll all serve him well here in the big league.
Chris, I wonder what the process is that mainly he uses, but that you all use to kind of find calm through all of this, right? The Giants are losing, and there is maybe a sense of like, okay, here comes their number one prospect to save the day. That's a lot for a 22-year-old. So what kind of process will he use to not overwhelm himself?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to look at the long term. I mean, it's a debut, right? It's like a marriage. You get the big day over, and then you've got hopefully a long marriage and a long career. And so he's looking at this is opportunity to get up here, compete. The team can use him. They need arms. They need bats. They need help, and they know that he can help the team. And so it's an opportune time to come in there. He knows he's prepared. He's ready. He's excited. And it's just like any other day. It's baseball. And, we get today over, and we know he can really help them, as we go down the stretch with some of the other additions and guys getting healthy on the team. So I think it's just a great opportunity. It's a great place to work. Debuting at home would be nice, but here, man, being on the road in this tough, Philly environment, this is how you get better. And this is how, he trained in the toughest environment to get the toughest teams. And, he's ready, man, and ready to go. And, let's have a great outing, do your best, compete, and then let's be ready to rock and roll in the next 5 days and continue to help the Giants through the stretch here. And then, more importantly, get that background and that, experience so that he's ready for next year and the years following to help the Giants win.
Well, hopefully he has a better debut than I did on my wedding night, Chris, but that's a story maybe for a podcast to be named later. How important or how much of a comfort is it to be throwing to Patrick Bailey, somebody who he obviously knew from his stint in the minor leagues?
Oh, it's huge. I can't underscore the importance of that. Bailey is one of the premier defensive backstops in the league, and he rose through the minors with Bailey. They're friends. They can read each other. Bailey can call the game for Kyle. He knows all his pitches. They're comfortable. They love each other, man. And I tell you, having a battery like that, it's going to be so fun to watch tonight, but so fun to watch the rest of the year and for years to come. So, I mean, it's a dream come true. And then, some of our other top prospects coming in, Matos. I mean, he's just good friends with Casey, all these guys that he was in, low A, high A, double A. They've got a great bond, and there really is the future. And I think it's a great balance of veteran guys we have and young guys coming in, and you're seeing a lot of the guys of the future here debuting this year, and it's a great sign for the Giants and what we have to come.
Hey, Chris, can we get retrospective for just a second because of what you're about to experience? Go back in time a little bit. When did you know that you had something a little bit different in Kyle?
You see instances of it in Little League and travel ball, but I think in high school is where his body changed. He got bigger, stronger. He went to De La Salle. Coach Jeans runs a phenomenal baseball program in the Bay Area. It's an all-boys school, sports school, and he devoted himself to getting better, working hard every day, and wanting to do this for a career at De La Salle. And that's where he put in the work, and I really saw it blossom. We go, yeah, this is pretty special,
What's the Harrison census count tonight? And are there jerseys? Are there noisemakers? Is there face paint? What's the approach from the Harrison Coalition?
My wife got connected with a partner that's part of Crawford's wife's got a company, so we've got some Harrison 45 shirts we're rocking. We got her, Giants hats on. I think my wife's got some other, stick pictures of Kyle when he was young with a Giants hat, in Little League. So we're rocking a lot of different things. But I tell you, man, there are a lot of Philly fans here, man. A lot of blue and white, So we're trying to get the orange and black, fans together here to root on the Giants.
Yeah, Chris, have you worked on your cutaway face? In other words,
Totally. I was just going to say
what
that.
I mean? Like if Kyle strikes someone out, the cameras are going to go straight to you. And then in turn, if there's a double off the wall, the cameras are going to go straight to you. Are you prepared for this?
No.
Okay. All right.
I brought my sunglasses. I'm just going to look stoic, I guess,
Yeah, that's probably.
Guys, baseball, I tell everyone this, baseball is such a hard game, man. And there's so many things that skill, luck, unluckiness. All you can ask for is our players like Kyle go out there, give it their best, compete, and leave it all out there and see what happens. And that's what he's going to do for us tonight. And, whatever may happen, happens. But I know we've got a great player here that we all just got to support and let him do his thing. So,
Chris, do you have any Vermeil in you?
I was just going to say, don't be afraid to dab at the corner of your eyes now.
Are you crying tonight, Chris?
I don't know, man. I saw a couple pieces on just kind of his journey. Danny Emmer did a nice piece for KNBR, and it was like, man, it made me cry just reading the journey. But I don't know, man. I'm trying not to. I want to enjoy it, soak it in, and I just hope the team and he does well, and we can have a successful debut.
Hey,
we're dreaming on.
Yeah,
no pressure. It's a must win. That's all.
That's right.
No pressure.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're trying to do with Kyle. Is just trying to. There's a lot of expectations with him, right? The top prospect, the best left-handed pitcher in the minors, and it's like there's a lot he's got to wear. So we're all around him trying to just let him know, be him and be yourself and be the player you've always been and do your best and compete, and good things will happen. And that's how we're trying to keep him grounded here.
Chris, you just said it, man. Soak it in. Soak it in. Congratulations on this night, and have a ton of fun.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great night. Enjoy the game and the debut, and go Giants.
Yeah,
thanks, Chris.
To you as well. Awesome stuff. Chris Harrison, Kyle Harrison's dad, joining us here on Willard and Dibs on 95.7 The Game.